Smurfing in Valorant is a major issue that players are constantly dealing with. For those that don't know what Smurfing is, which is about 1% of you watching this, it's when a high-ranked player like Immortal makes a new account, purposefully gets that account placed in a lower rank into something like Bronze or Silver, and uses that second account to pub stop lower tier players. If you think this is unfair and scummy, good, because it is, which is why it's such a huge problem in Valorant and most competitive games on the market. It's also pretty scummy how content creators here on YouTube use multiple Smurf accounts to dunk on kids for Iron to Radiant challenges and profit off it. I already know there are going to be those defending or shrugging off the issue, so let me address that first. Some people defend it by saying that they use Smurfing to chill with their lower ranked friends when they want to play. Okay, but what about Unrated? It's basically the same rules as ranked, just without the ranks and the overtime, and it doesn't have the ranked restrictions. It's literally the chill with your friends game mode. Others say that if you bump into a Smurf account, those lower ranked players should take it as an opportunity to learn from them. It does sound like a good idea, but 1, there's no theater mode, so you can't spectate them after the game is over. 2, it's pretty hard to learn anything when you're getting obliterated from existence before your brain can even register what the Smurf is doing. And 3, even if you somehow learn anything from these Smurfs, it's not going to be helpful since the guy Smurfing is playing a more relaxed version of how he would normally play, so how he plays might not actually be high-ranked gameplay. The whole point of a ranked competitive mode is to not only get a more balanced experience based on your skill level, but it's also supposed to help players learn the game with time and by playing and progressing through the ranks. Let's say you want your kid to learn baseball. The ideal way for the kid to learn is to play with other kids of his skill level. Playing against a Smurf is like putting your kids and his Little League team up against the LA Dodgers. How the hell do you expect your kid to learn anything when he's just being crushed by these veterans? They don't. They just end up hating the game, wanting to move on to something else. So how do we fix this issue? You might not like to hear this, but you can't. Well, that's kind of a lie. You can, but the methods would have to be extreme. One of the reasons why Smurfing is such a huge problem in competitive games is because of how easy it is to make a Smurf account. Most esports titles are either dirt cheap or free to play. So if some jerk wants to make a Smurf account, all they have to do is make a new email, make a new account, buy the game, or simply download it, and boom, there's a new Smurf account. Putting price tags on games does reduce the issue, but that would have to happen at the launch of the game. Once a game launches as free or goes free to play, you simply can't undo that decision since that would be anti-consumer. Some people might say that the game should detect them based on in-game stats, but that's actually a really bad idea. I remember an Icebox match way back when, and I was just popping off for no reason whatsoever. And no, I didn't have a Smurf account. This wasn't a Smurf. This was my real main account, as evidenced by the champion's knife I use and my skins having the plat buddy at the time. If there was some kind of AI detecting Smurfs based on performance, I would have been banned long ago, because these kinds of matches do happen every now and then, especially if you play late at night. The only real way you could get rid of Smurfs is by tying some kind of real life identification to your account, since most people only have one form of government identification. If that already sounds extreme, then you're already getting the point. The problem is that people aren't willing to go the extra mile just to have a fair competitive experience. People want these games to be playable right out of the box without these issues, when that's just not possible. You'd really have to go above and beyond to get rid of Smurfing, and those methods would probably make people not want to play the game to begin with. Just look at Valorant's anti-cheat, Vanguard. People were throwing their arms in the air over it, saying it was too intrusive, it's Chinese spyware, and that would drive people away from the game. Ironically, it ended up being one of the most praised anti-cheats simply because it actually works. So the methods are there, the possibility is there, but the real question is, how far are you willing to go to maintain the competitive integrity of your games? That is going to be it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on everything I just talked about? Let me know down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe for more content, and I'll talk to you all later.